Decision will affect the housing market. We're bringing in Mickey Conlon and Tom Postilio, real estate brokers at Compass. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Tom, I'll start with you. So let's start with the big news today. The Fed goes big, right? I was wrong. I thought 25. Jay Powell says we're doing 50, supersized cut.
Yeah.
Walk me through what you see that having in terms of the impact on your market, the real estate market.
Absolutely. Let me tell you what just happened. At Compass Global Headquarters, we just had a champagne reception with every New York City and Long Island.
Popping the champagne
We're
bottles.
popping the champagne. Because for the last 3 years, it's just been a lot of headwinds. But we're so excited about this, and we've seen over the course of the last several weeks, even coming out of August, which is typically a quiet time, August was the best August for signed contracts since 2017.
Wow. Okay. And that's because expectations.
Expectations.
Yeah.
We knew that this was going to happen. Most people believed it was going to be a quarter of a point. I believe we all did.
We certainly did. Yeah.
But half a point is big news.
Wow. And Mickey, I'm interested, curious now, let's look ahead a bit, right? So August, pretty good. Autumn, usually pretty good time, right, for real estate brokers. What do you see this autumn? What do you expect?
Well, this is interesting because August is typically a very sleepy month, and it was on fire. So heading into Labor Day, usually people are rubbing the sand out of their eyes and coming back from the beach. We hit the ground running. That's all in anticipation of today's announcement. But what's also an interesting factor here is that we're in an presidential election year. Usually the real estate market takes a long nap because people, regardless of who they're voting for, just want to wait and see. We've asked them in years past, what are you waiting to see? Just waiting to see. But it seems people have put that aside because there's so much pent-up demand, and there has been for 3 years, that buyers are finally, this announcement gave them permission to get off the fence. And that's what we've been looking forward to.
And Tom, where's the activity been? Has it been in certain segments of the market?
It's really
you really see the heat?
I mean, it's been across the board. We had a bidding war on a property that was just $1.5 million a few weeks ago. I mean, a statistic came out the first week right after Labor Day. We had the most signed contracts in the luxury sector, which is $4 million and above in New York City. The most signed contracts in a post-Labor Day week in almost 2 decades. So it's really kind of across the board.
And for you two, is it mostly your focus on New York City high end? Is that where you're training?
We do we love all our children the same, as my mother says.
Right.
We're licensed in New Jersey and South Florida and other markets.
Long Island.
So, we have our tentacles in, all sorts of regions and price points across the country. But the same things that have been dogging the New York City real estate market have been dogging the rest of the country, which is low inventory and high interest rates. And both of those combined have been an absolute disaster for first-time buyers because it's really priced them out of the market.
And in terms of who's coming to you as clients, is there a specific demo? Is it mostly relatively young, middle-aged, Wall Street, foreigners? What are you seeing? Or all of the above?
It's really all of the above. I mean, life is such that people there are reasons to have to move. There are things that come up in life where you have to move, whether it's expected or unexpected. I mean, so it's pretty much across the board.
I was reading, Mickey, you two have been responsible, correct me if I'm wrong, for something like $3 billion in residential sales.
That's correct.
What do you think you two do different than competition? What's the edge?
What's the edge? We're not transactional. We make our clients our family, and it's about that's what it's about at the end of the day. Doing the right thing by people and telling the truth.
Sometimes you have to tell your client who gets out on the sidewalk and says, "This is the perfect home for us." Like, let's keep walking. You're not buying it. The building's bad. The financials are bad. It's haunted. We break people's hearts, but they appreciate it, and we're not out to make the deal.
Let's say you have a property, Tom.
Yeah.
You want to market it. Where do you market it? Is it traditional media, social media?
I'm sorry I keep saying the answer is everything, but
that's
really,
a fine answer, Tom.
It really is all of that because our job is to cast the widest net possible. We never know who exactly the buyer is going to be. We don't know exactly what the price is going to be. We certainly know within a range, and we don't know how quickly it's going to happen, but we certainly want to make sure that our listings are in front of each and every possible person who could be a buyer for that property.
Final question, Mickey. The NAR settlement.
Yeah.
We talked a lot on this show impacting compensation practices in the industry. That impact your business in any way?
It has not impacted our business. There are a lot of questions, and we're fielding those questions honestly with our clients. But we think it's been much ado about nothing, and in many ways, the settlement has strengthened our business. We'll now have
How so?
we'll have the ability to sign buyer representation agreements, because it was like the Wild West before that. You could be working with somebody for 2 years and say, "Oh, I just bought something downtown. I met a broker." We're like, you can't do that with an exclusive listing on a property. But so it makes everything more transparent for the buyer, and I think that's great. And I think it gives sellers a lot of latitude too. That we've of course had some conversations with sellers who read the tea leaves wrong and said, "So I don't have to pay a buyer's commission?" Like, you don't have to, but you won't be seeing any buyer's brokers. So there's a learning curve, but I think it's all positive.
All right. Tom, Mickey, great discussion. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.